Welcome to Spooky Action at a Distance television show. I'm Kyle Finley, and today's topic will be cryptozoology. Here with my guest, Barry Webster, who's going to be talking about the Rezsquatching research. What do you call it, like a business?
Yeah.
All right, so how you doing today?
Well, I'm doing good, and again, it's always good to see you, Kyle.
Just doing good, you're not doing great?
Well, all right, my Huskers are going to play, I'll be doing great.
Especially if they win, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start off with a little bit about how you got into the Rezsquatching community, I guess.
Well, for 10 years, it was off and on. We'd go out in the timber and look around and the local myths, legends.
Just out of the blue, like?
Yeah, well, you know.
You go out like hunting or something? Or,
no, the oral history or oral legends, we'd mess around down by the river when I was younger, but the past 4 years, the community experienced a lot of Bigfoot activity.
Just recently?
Yeah, about 3-4 years ago, around there was a lot of activity, and first of all, I was a big skeptic, me and my brother, and I apologize. He couldn't be here today. He wanted to be here, but we were brave enough to say, well, let's go find this out, and so we went out, and lo and behold, we had an experience.
So it's just kind of like a lot of people are reporting sightings or something mysterious, and you're just like, well, let's go see if there's anything out there, and you just kind of took off from there?
Yeah, absolutely. There was, I remember about two months straight, there was just constant sightings, reportings of, some unusual things happening around their house, howls, footprints. Some people actually had sightings of him.
Like full body kind of sightings?
Yeah, full body.
Like close experiences or more distant,
Well, close experience. Some people...
So a lot of times you see Bigfoot, he's off in the distance, he's blurred, he's just kind of walking around, they don't have personal experiences.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was I remember one story where one of my relatives looked out her window of her house, and he was in her yard. So. Oh,
right up close, huh?
Yeah, up close. I could go on and on about those sightings. So, we were intrigued by it, and actually, to include my son, the Finding Bigfoot series was hot and heavy. And one night he says, Dad, you've been putting it off for a whole month. Let's go. And my wife finally said, why don't you go with him? That's all I needed to hear. I was out the door. And luckily, I was given a recorder. And so we
just a sound recorder.
Yeah, we put that to use, and again, lo and behold, we had a guttural growl, a deep guttural growl that you would have thought speakers were in the timbered area. The way it sounded, it just sent chills, down your spine like you wouldn't believe, and you can't doubt that. You can't,
especially if
you're
there to experience it. It's a lot. It's very powerful.
Yeah. So that's kind of how it started. I dare. My son challenged me, and my brother. We took the challenge on, and again, we would be the first guys to say, there ain't no Bigfoot out here. Come on, guys. But it proved us wrong.
That's what our community is all about. We work with the UNO UFO Study Group and the Paranormal Society, but it's always an approach from the skeptic point of view. So. You always got to, take a hard look at stuff, which is good. That's what you're doing, and that's why we're supporting you as much as we can,
All right, we appreciate it.
Yeah. So what else kind of evidence have you been collecting out there?
Well, and I say unfortunately, because when you're out what we call squatching, you run into other things. And so that's where we had to get mentally tough. We just weren't going to drive out 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and experience and hear a Bigfoot off in the distance.
Well, you could,
Well, in the ideal world, you could, but we've encountered other things, and so that's been a real. We've learned a lot from that. Whether you believe that or not.
So you're making some kind of list of all the stuff that you've had out there, experiences, dates. You doing that kind of stuff?
Yeah. If
I see on Facebook, it's just like a lot. You going out at night, you're just getting a whole bunch of random stuff.
Yeah. Well, I learned, that I had to educate myself on Facebook.
Yeah.
So what we like to do is we're an interactive page, and for the fans out there, Rez-Squatching Research Community, it's a closed group. You know, if you just send me a request, I'll hook you up.
Mm-hmm.
But what we like to do is we like to post every encounter, every video, every experience we have to the Facebook page. And so we're very interactive. We do images, content, but I like to keep people posted on our encounters. And so that's kind of, you know, what we've been doing. I'll stop there. All right.
Oh, you can keep going forever.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
let's go on to maybe some of the other stuff that you've been seeing out there, because that's, you know, I've heard about the Bigfoot. You know, basically when we were up there, we saw. I was actually up there one time doing some investigation, I guess you call it, and we got some eyes out in the distance. You know, I don't know if that was Bigfoot or what that was exactly, but
Yeah.
So, like, what else exactly do you have up there?
Well, one time we had a gentleman from North Carolina, and for all you, I'm not sure if I would go to a reservation. We've had seven people from 7 different states, including some people from Italy.
Really?
Yeah, who came
Come
to
overseas, huh?
Yeah, to squatch with. Well, they were in the States, and they, you know, came by and stopped in.
See, you're actually getting pretty famous now.
Well, you know, if you said it now, you know? I'm already famous.
You're already famous, you know. So yeah, like what were some of the other things? We never got to that. So
well, again, I'm not trying to avoid your question now. One of the interesting things I saw that night. I've had some other encounters when I was younger, but we were all standing out facing, you know, what would it be, south, and in that timbered area. We were getting some nice vocals, and all of a sudden I just heard this little thumping, and I turned. I thought, what the heck is that? And there was about 5 of us out. I turned, and it got closer, and I was like, whoa, what is this? And it was a little foggy out, and all of a sudden I saw this little guy, this little. He almost looked like a little stick man.
Really?
And that blew me away.
Stick, I mean, we're talking really small, like an actual stick, and it's like a person.
Like a stick person.
It's like a creature moving around.
Yeah, like a creature.
Okay.
And I don't know what his intent was, but he was coming at us. And when I turned and hit him with the flashlight, he just kind of veered off. You know, you could hear him scurry through the weeds and just ran up the hill. And
this was at nighttime, huh?
Yeah, this was at nighttime. That was a little interesting. Didn't really scare me. I was just like, you know, wow, okay.
Oh yeah, it's just a little stick. I mean, you could take that on, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'd stomp him.
Yeah.
Now, some of the other things we encountered, and again, you know, the Omahas, you know, we always have some kind of belief behind things, and you know, I respect that. Some of the other things we've encountered was the little people.
Little people, yeah, it's a big native folklore kind of thing.
Yeah, I think those are more a spirit form. They don't come real close. You know, I think we came upon an area and we saw like 4 just kind of, you know, I like that word, scurry off into the woods.
They stay very distant then.
Yeah, stay very distant. I haven't had too many encounters with that. I think one of the neat things, and again, for all you ghost, you know, fanatics out there, we've encountered a lot of spirits, and that's been intriguing. We use the EMF, we use different devices, and we've encountered a lot of spirits. We've had things, you know, just pop up out of nowhere, and we've kind of got tough, you know. We got learned. It taught us to be tough.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, when they get into the paranormal field, you know, they have an experience, and then if it's, you know, that strong, they get out of the field right away. They don't want to deal with that, you know.
And we'll stay. We've come up with our own method or our theory of dealing with that. We use our Omaha word called wanach maling, which again, I suppose I'll be corrected later on, but it means, you know, go on, you know. Leave, you know, spirit leave or
yeah, I noticed. Yeah, when we were up there, you do take a different approach. You know, a lot of the Bigfooting, you know, shows out there and stuff. They just go out there, they're trying to find Bigfoot, capture Bigfoot, they want to prove it to the world and stuff like that, where you come like more of a respectful kind of way, right?
Thank you.
Talk about that kind of.
I think that's what separates us from anybody else is we really we did our research. We said if we do this, we want to be very respectful. We're not. And excuse me if I offend anybody, but we're not a bunch of crazy
Yeah.
guys. I'll leave the other word out and going, hey, Bigfoot. What we've done is we've taken.
You're not messing with Sasquatch with the jerky,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, we don't have that approach. We'll go out and we'll address him in our Omaha language again, which I love because it forced me to learn some of my language, which I love. And also we'll pray to him. We have our own theory about who he is and why he's here, but I don't care to share that with you folks today. So,
okay,
right.
We can save that for the next show.
Save it for
season
next
2,
time.
maybe.
I gotta tease you a little bit, you know.
But you leave, you leave offerings and stuff for.
Oh yeah. We've learned to gift him. I was telling Sue in the back there that if you wanted to mimic what we're doing, good luck. And I'm not trying to. Again, monopolize on this.
It's just you got your own style that works better than what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, we really tried to take our culture and say, how do we deal with these things? And the elders were real good about it. And what I was really impressed with is that, we knew more about it than the Finding Bigfoot people.
Oh yeah.
We grew up with it. And so that's
really
really
stories
cool.
have been passed down through generations, basically, about Bigfoot and what's going on compared to other people. Like I said, they're just like ghost investigations, a lot of stuff. They just go out there and they want to get some reactions.
Yeah. So that's the unique thing about us. And I think once you come there and experience it, you really learn to appreciate what we do.
Oh yeah.
And it's really, we love it. We think it's truly, through our own experience, we believe we built a relationship with them. And I say them because there's more than one.
So it's not just one Bigfoot. You travel in the world, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what a lot of people have a problem with, there being only one Bigfoot. So, they say there's got to be, so many Bigfoot in the area to have a population and stuff like that. And so.
Now again, to add to your question, to continue with your question, the latest report, which I thought was very interesting, was, and I'm not going to use any names, but she worked with me. She came in at work about 9 o'clock, and I could tell she needed to talk to me. And
was it the morning?
Yeah, it was in the morning. She was a little shaken up, and she said, I had an encounter. I said, what? And she saw, and her description of it was a cow.
A cow?
Yeah, a cow.
Okay. Well, a cow's nothing strange.
Well, she said it was standing in the middle of the road, like it was sniffing or eating something. I think she said eating something. And so what happened was, as she got closer to it in her car, and she was looking for other cow crossing, the road, and it noticed her, looked at her in the car. Its front legs came out, and woof, it was gone.
Took off. Huh?
Took off in the air, and she's a great person, great lady. I respect her. She would have no reason to make that up. Now, I said it's the Gargoyle Man because my sister-in-law, she took a picture of one on a building in our neighboring town, Wald Hill, in Wald Hill, Nebraska.
Like of an actual creature, huh?
Actual gargoyle.
Really?
Did I say that right? Gargoyle?
Yeah.
And it was actually sitting on the building itself. Perfect picture. And other people have reported that same thing flying in the air. Now,
what it is exactly, we can't really say.
Yeah.
But that's a whole field of cryptozoology. So, like, I know for our UFO study group case for MUFON, they've had a case of a chupacabra coming up here, which was kind of down in Jefferson County, which I kind of wanted to bring up. But the whole field is, basically looking at animals that science dismisses. So we can't really tell what it is. Like the chupacabra, we don't know if it's a chupacabra, but it's something out of the ordinary, which is what, we want to focus on.
yeah.
It's cool we got it right here, up on the Omaha Res,
Yeah.
don't have to go too far for it. So.
Yeah, well, we got a little bit of everything, I think, on the reservation.
Do you want to talk about? I remember you mentioned Deer Woman. You want to?
Oh man, I'm a little famous for the deer. When we go
really?
on YouTube,
I haven't heard it yet. So you got to share this one.
On YouTube. A company came in and they were trying to do a movie on it, and so they asked some people who would be willing to talk about it. And my big mouth said, "Yeah, hey, I will."
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? But I told the old story that was passed on to me. Actually, I was a little guy when that actually happened. It was a powwow, and there was a lady that was covered up. She was dancing, and nobody could really tell who she was. She had everything covered up. Then supposedly the arena director or somebody said, "Whoa, look at her feet." She somehow exposed her feet, and it was a deer hoof.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd, started hollering and saying, "Look, look!" And she noticed it and just literally jumped out of the arena, took off, and there was a whole.
This is a story passed down.
Yeah, the story passed down.
Okay.
I'm shortening it up a little bit, but there was a whole band of people that chased it out of town, or chased the deer woman out of town. And I remember that chaos that was happening as a young boy. So it's pretty interesting.
So what? Because I always heard Deer Woman. If you saw Deer Woman, it's like a bad omen kind of.
Yeah.
Like you obviously messed up something in life or something, like you're gonna, or something bad's gonna happen to you in the future. Like so.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a bad omen, so you definitely don't want to see one. She somehow can use her eyes and lead you. You'd follow her, and she'd take you to someplace bad. And
so she's one you don't want to follow.
Yeah, she's the one we're not looking
But
forward
Bigfoot,
to.
you can totally follow Bigfoot.
Yeah, we can follow him all day, all night.
Oh yeah. What about like the little people? Are you supposed to be?
Well, there's some theories about what they represent or what they're about, but I respect all that. And I don't mean to change the topic by no means, but
we go anywhere we want.
I have my own theories about it, and respectfully now, I tell people, don't impose your oral history and theories on me. I respect my people, I love my people, but I have my own belief and my own faith.
Yeah, and you're out here, doing the actual research and stuff into this field. So
thank you.
It kind of leads you to different conclusions sometimes.
Yeah, and believe me, if I could say, "Hey guys, I'm just looking for the Squatch, let us go," I would, but that don't happen. Comes with the territory. You run into other
So do you
things.
know of anybody else on tribes or anything that are doing this kind of research into the kind of mythical field, or?
Yeah, I've seen.
Because I haven't heard anything else. You're the only guys I know of.
I think there's some people down in Arizona doing some things, but I was very fortunate to know some good people. My buddy Jim up in Minnesota.
Doing shout outs now. Huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he deserves one. I haven't returned his calls, so I apologize for that, Jim.
Oh man, he's gonna be upset.
Yeah. Well, I give him a little shout out, but
There you go.
he was the one who really got me into research, and I thought research was the coolest thing ever after I learned how to do it. It's time consuming, it's tedious, but it's cool. We actually have one of the things we wanted to learn about was their behavior. What causes this? What causes that? When's the best time? You go to my Facebook page. We
Obviously nighttime, right? 'Cause
well,
you do everything at night.
Yeah. We like to interact, and we like to put what we researched out. I'm starting to do that more on the Facebook page. Give out some of our research and our findings.
Now, what do you all use for equipment? I've been up there, I've seen some of it, but you got to expand it a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's interesting, because as I come in here, I see all kinds of.
Oh yeah, high definition. We got the best of the best here.
Yeah, high def stuff. What we've learned, and again, we were sampling. I've got buddies that have $14,000 thermos. You name it. I've had everything up
Those
there.
thermal cameras, they're we don't got none of that here, but
yeah, well, they're really nice. But I can tell you that this guy is very intelligent. We've decided that we weren't going to put our money together and buy one, for the simple fact that every time we brought one out, nothing. And so I don't mean to burst anybody's bubble about that stuff, but we just don't believe in it.
Some of the simpler stuff works out better than that too. Huh?
If he knows, and believe me, I'm talking like I know him because I do. The pattern, the behavior is leave it dark, leave it dark. And
oh yeah, with the lighting, we had a lot of issues when we were out there.
Yeah.
You don't want the white light. You still use like colored light or something?
Yeah, we used to use a red. Now we don't use anything. We just let him come close, and he respects that more.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you just kind of camp out in a spot and wait for them to come. You do like a fire and.
Yeah, we'll do the fire sometimes, but I don't want to give out everything now. Come on now.
It's not all the secrets, right?
Yeah.
Come on, you're giving customers kind of what they expect when they go out there.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have different packages. We'll offer a level 1. Again, I can't tell you right off, what that all consists of, but we have a level 2, and a level 3 is obviously the best, which comes with the our video, actual video. I think it's three close to 4-minute video of actual live recording of Bigfoot.
Oh, and you'll show that to people when they come
and
across it.
I keep saying Bigfoot. The Omaha word there's a couple that we've learned now. One is Sitonga and Hishkabenu. So that's how the Omahas say it.
Okay.
And so when I communicate with him, I'll tell him my Indian name in Omaha, which means black wing, and it's pronounced Ahisabe.
The big moment.
Ahisabe, so which again is black wing. And he seems to be real receptive to that. Somehow there's a connection.
Through the language.
Between our culture and him. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about like ghost hunting? Are you guys doing any of that yet?
Yeah. We've had to get better at that.
Yeah, because before you weren't doing any of that, stuff at all, and now you're kind of transitioning more into.
Yeah, we had to. We were kind of forced to get better at that, even though we wanted to say, I just didn't see that. Sometimes we'll take groups out, and they can all attest if they watch this. We'll have things fly by, and
like a apparition of some sort, like
a branch. They throw things.
Oh, okay.
We'll see aberrations. I'm not all technical with that stuff, but we've had. I've had, and this was. I thought it was cool. It was kind of scary. One time I had where something just like whispered in my ear. So that was pretty cool. So we've had to get better at that. And again, our solution or how we deal with that is wanach maling. We're not here for you. We respect you and we're sorry we're here, but you just have to leave right now. And it seems to go away. So there's your answer. The Omahas believe that if you're caught in a situation where you're out in the country walking, you light up a cigarette. And you don't look back, and we respect that, but we've kind of learned to deal with it through our own research now.
You won't get haunted or anything from these guys. So.
No.
Do you have any like a real haunted location somewhere?
Oh my goodness, Listen to this. I don't care where you're at or who's watching this now. I'm gonna tell you, I heard of portals, and I'm not into that. To be honest with you, I wasn't into the big ghost stuff, but there's an area there that we've been there a couple of times now, and we stumbled upon it by accident. We got some eye glow off to the right of us, and for some reason that area just felt colder than every other area.
Yeah, you get that a lot with paranormal. People will feel chills or something like that, where they, the spirits are somewhat sapping energy from people to kind of manifest or, do some kind of action. So there's a big sign that if an area is cold, there might be some kind of paranormal activity there.
Yeah, it is. It's always cold there. I think even in the daytime. I don't know what, again, the unknown. But that area is just a little eerier than any other place.
So you go there during the summer when you're like kind of hot and you want to cool off, you go into that area?
I didn't think about it that way, but I should try that.
Yeah.
No, it's a little different. It's a little different. There's, we're big into the stick structures now, and we find that there's more in that area.
Describe stick structures really fast. We're coming to the end of the show here, but
Well, the stick structures, they use arches, and a lot of it is to claim territory. These guys are pretty territorial now.
now that's for Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Okay.
Bigfoot. They'll do a big arch. We came across some really just intricate stick structures that are just stuck together. We saw some up against, a tree, and a guy told me, he said, "Those are blinds." I said, "Boy, whoever did this had a lot of time to really say, I need this one, I need this one." They're solid. It's been really intriguing to me, and
then you had some big crosses out there, right?
Yeah.
Where full trees are somehow aligned into a shape.
Yeah, they do the X. A lot of those are markers, and we explain that more if you come out. We get into the detail. I'm gonna give him a shout out, Richard Soul. He's kind of my expert at that.
There you go.
So Richard, I gave you a little shout out there, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, it's intriguing because they communicate, and I'm gonna share a little bit. What I'm intrigued by, and you have to check it out for yourself. In the Bigfoot world, if we went out, they use what they call, science has said that's a sentry. They titled him as a sentry. There's always a lookout. So one is always watching you.
Oh, when you're out there, that way they can kind of
he alerts the others.
make sure you don't run into them. Huh? So that makes your job a little difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's always got an eye on us, and never fails. We get the wood knocks because he's saying, "Boop."
Yep,
There's some humans, guys.
You got the special headset that lets you hear farther and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah, we like that. We like
that's
that.
pretty cool.
That'll drive you crazy if you leave it on long enough, because you hear some interesting things.
All right, well, thanks a lot for being on the show here. We're gonna close it up, so I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I sure did. I want to thank you guys again, and look us up, Rez-Squatching Research Community on Facebook.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
All right, well, we'll have you back another time. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show, and tune in again.